In a world ruled by power and secrets, one woman rose from the ashes to steal back justice. This is the legend of Aurora Blake. In a city where wealth ruled every street, a girl was born, wrapped in beauty and sorrow. Her name was Aurora. Her mother, Soraya Blake, was the crown jewel of her time, a woman whose beauty lit up silver screens. She became the dream every man wanted, and the prize every agency envied. But beauty is a dangerous gift, but behind the velvet curtains, the price of survival was silence. Soraya Blake's life was a golden lie. Behind the glitz and glamour, she endured cruelty no one dared see. The man they call perfect was a monster in the shadows. For years, she stayed because of her daughter, Aurora, until one day she chose freedom. When Soraya left her husband, the world that once praised her turned away. No more grand films, no more red carpets. She took cheap roles, small stages, anything to build a better life for Aurora. Aurora was just a child, but she saw everything her mother went through. Every tear hidden behind her smile, every dream crushed by silent battles. She vowed she would never trust the world's lies. On her 17th birthday, her mother Soraya Blake was gone. The only light she had ever known was out of her sight forever. At her mother's grave, Aurora made a second vow. If the world would not give justice, she would take it. Years later, Aurora has grown into a beautiful woman just like her mother. Grief became her armor. Silence became her sword. Aurora Blake rose not as a broken girl but as a fierce spirit built from pain and revenge. The town crowned her a glittering socialite thanks to her mother. They fed her champagne and praises. But behind her smile, Aurora laid her traps. Every mansion, every party was another battlefield. She had just one goal, to steal. But one treasure called to her blood. It was the sun and the moon, a necklace once used to chain her mother's dreams. It would be hers, or it would be destroyed. The news soon spread round about the shadow thief, while the rich were terrified about the thief, who has stolen expensive jewelry from over 11 rich homes in 3 years. The poor are happy because Aurora didn't steal for herself. She gave it all out. Jewels became bread, gold became medicine, and in the forgotten alleys, hope returned, delivered by a ghost no one could catch. The whispers became louder. The legend of the shadow, the night phantom, spread through the town. No one knew it was a woman. They built walls, they doubled guards, but they couldn't catch what they couldn't understand. At the grandest ball of the season, Aurora Blake walked among the wolves, and across the crowd, there a hunter waited, Malik Reed, former thief, now relentless pursuer of thieves, locked eyes with the fierce spirit he was sent to catch. The chandelier glowed, the orchestra played, but all Aurora felt was his stare. Malik Reed, he wasn't like the others. His gaze didn't desire her beauty. It questioned it. He moved like a man born of silence. Not a cop, not a guest, but something else. She'd seen that look before, in a mirror. What she didn't know was that Malik had once stolen too. Before he wore a badge, he wore shadows, and now he was chasing the phantom thief who reminded him of himself. The reason why Aurora wanted the sun and the moon was because that necklace had once sat on her mother's neck like a crown. A gift from her husband, not of love, but of control. A golden leash worn during interviews, parties, even arguments. To the world, it was a symbol of elegance. To Soraya, it was a reminder that her beauty was owned. Her mum had sold the necklace for way less than the price after she left her husband, and now, years later, Aurora would take it back, not for its gold, but because it was once her mother's. The sun and the moon wasn't on display. It was locked away in the West Wing, a private room with a keypad lock and velvet-lined case. Aurora didn't need luck. She had a plan. At 9 p.m., she entered the staff wing, dressed like a maid, pressed curls tucked in, white gloves and folded linens in hand, past laughter and violin. She walked like routine, and when she reached the door, she unlocked the door with the keys she had duplicated earlier. No fear, no nose. Inside, the necklace glowed. She opened the case, switched it for a flawless replica, then walked out, as quiet as she came in, gone without a trace. By sunrise, the mansion stirred in panic. The necklace was still there, or so they thought. But what lay in the box was glass and silver. It took a collector who went to check on it to speak the truth. "This is fake." By noon, the city shook. The most expensive necklace in town. Gone. Newspapers screamed headlines. Sun and moon necklace vanishes. There were no fingerprints, no alarms, just one silent disappearance. Detectives blamed each other. Socialites hired private guards. And behind it all, the legend of the phantom spread like fire. The city couldn't stop talking. The sun and the moon was gone. The world buzzed with gossip and guesses. But Aurora stayed quiet. She had one more to do, one last mission, one final mask to rip off. This wasn't about gold anymore. This was about payback. She's not just a thief. She's her mother's revenge. She had stolen from them all, the ones who smiled at Soraya in public, but whispered behind closed doors, the ones who applauded her beauty, but shamed her choices, the ones who refused to cast her mom in any movie except she agrees to have an affair with them. Aurora took their art, their diamonds, their gold. She made them feel exposed, just like they made her mother feel small. But one man remained, the man who started it all, the man who broke her mother with power and control, then pretended it never happened. Her father, after her mother left with her, he never came looking for her. He had a vault, not a heart, and she would empty it, piece by piece, memory by memory, until all he had left was pain. Malik sat with the files. The same smile appeared in every camera angle, the same posture, the same silence. She didn't hide like most criminals. She danced through rooms, clink glasses with politicians, movie makers, posed for cameras, then left without a trace. She was too perfect, too polished, too calm. It was her. It had to be. He'd seen her in motion. Now he'd watch her bleed truth. She was planning something big. He could feel it, and he would be there. This time, not as the law, but as the only man who could stop her. Because it takes a thief to know another, and Malik Reed had once been the best. He wasn't watching anymore. He was coming.